So like then this movie gets to the point where its portrayal of Centennial Park in the 1996 Olympics is such a good, weird historical moment.
So good.
And it's just this...
All those high-waisted fucking Bermuda shorts with pleats that women were wearing for some reason.
It's this very weird, like, feel. It's like a period piece. This is a historical procedural, but it like the 90s don't feel that long ago, even though 1996 was 25 years ago. And it's just, it's this moment that's trapped in time. And there are 3 different, very long and crowd-focused shots on the live music that's going on in Centennial Park, beginning with Kenny Rogers performing The Gambler to a crowd of people. And it's just like, and it's just these people they're having a great time. It's wholesome, but it's also very sort of surreal, robotic, and menacing. And like there's a moment that happens in this movie when Matt and I were watching it for the first time that it was like I was already really enjoying it. I was already really loving Paul Walter Hauser and all of the really like funny, dark things that it was saying about America and law enforcement. But there's a scene where after Kenny Rogers performs, the crowd in the Centennial Park for the 1996 Olympics starts chanting USA, 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 and then right after they just drop the beat for the Macarena, and it's this whole crowd of people. It's like Clint it's like a long like big crowd shot and of just these like this sea of people just robotically dancing the Macarena. And like that scene to me better encapsulated like the end of history moment in America better than anything I've ever seen. It was just, it's not just that they're at the site of a bombing that nobody knows is going to take place, so it's imbued with this real like sinister energy, or just like they seem almost already dead in a way. But it's like America at the end of the 20th century, where like everyone was like all of the comfort and pleasure and joys of life. No one knew what was coming. No one saw the 21st century coming, and it's just like they're like the living dead trapped in the amber of this moment. That scene just it hit me so fucking hard. This crowd of people dancing the Macarena.
They're dancing like history's marionettes.
Something I love about the Centennial Park scene, and specifically the movie as a whole, we talked about it, the color palette and the lighting of it. All Eastwood movies have this very flat lighting that we talked about, which is probably, as Matt and Will alluded to, is what allows him to pump out one every year, which is an insane schedule for a man of his age.
He shoots these in like a week.
Yeah, and that's why they all have the same coffin flat dark lighting, because that's easy to set up. You don't have to do cliques and close-ups, and that means you can get more setups in a day because you don't want to die before the movie's done.
And that's why this movie, like, I hate the 90s nostalgia stuff. Most people do it because it's bright. It washes you out. It's bleach.
It looks like a Mountain Dew commercial from the time.
Because everyone around our age or younger who doesn't even remember it wants it to be this completely bright, shining time, this utopia that we briefly grasped, and if we imitate it physically enough, we can maybe get back to it. It's only the people who actually lived through it and remember it that no, it wasn't that. It was hollow and dark, and and there was a sense of foreboding. You didn't know what it was, but you knew whatever this wasn't going to last forever. And that's the feeling all throughout Centennial Park. This will not last forever. Even like the joy in people's faces and their movements is so fucking hollow, and there is nothing behind it. It can't last. It's running on fucking afterburner. It's the afterburner of American industrial society.
They're remembering fucking Nickelodeon's Double Dare when actually it was more of an acid green Fight Club color.
Mm-hmm. Felix, God loves doing 90s nostalgia, and this pilgrim thinks if he does enough 90s nostalgia, he will become as God is.
Yes.
So
that is literally it. There is a psycho thing going on with 90s retro aesthetic and like sort of liberal culture where it's like subconsciously, if we make enough offerings to God, he will channel the 90s stock market and Bill Clinton through Joe Biden's decrepit body. It's not going to happen. We're stuck here.